Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Trenette Talks. I believe the last thing we left off of on the last bonus episode was that I got another protective order. And they have yet to serve him with it, right? Right. So, this event took place on June 7th. It was a Saturday. And I was bringing my baby to my ex's grandma's house so she can watch him because, they usually watch him for me whenever I work because I literally work right down the street from their house and they never mind because they love their grandchild. Right. So while I was on my way to their house, I passed the dummy's job and I saw that he was outside. So I'm like, okay, he's at work today. Cool. And something told me in that moment, it was around 1 o'clock. I was like, man, you need to call dispatch and let them serve him with your copy. But I was like, no, because my baby's going to the grandma house. That's where he stays. So I don't want him to get served and start going crazy while I'm at work and my child is at the grandma's house. So I thought I was being logical. Turns out I wasn't. So I dropped off my baby to the grandma's house and she told me, we were going to meet you at first, but he's at work, so you could drop him off to the house. Okay, cool. So I go to work, and work is fine, and I go on my break around 5:30. And so as soon as I clock out and walk out the building, the grandma calls me. And I'm thinking it's a regular phone call, and I was like, hello? And she said, Michelle, take a deep breath. And I said, oh my God, as soon as she said that, my heart freaking dropped. She said, take a deep breath. Nobody is dead or anything, but so-and-so took off with the kids. And I'm like, what? I literally screamed. I was like, what? What do you mean he took off with the kids? And basically the story that I got was, okay, she called me that morning and she was like, yeah, he been going crazy all morning because he got an email saying that you filed for child support. And I'm like, dang, why would he get an email and I didn't? So, I didn't know if it was true or not, but they say he literally been going crazy all morning, blaming the grandma, saying it's her fault that me and him broke up and she the reason why I'm filing child support, No, the reason why we broke up is because you're a lunatic and I filed child support because you're not finna sit here and first of all, trap me with a baby. I love my son, but you trapped me with him. And then you don't want to do anything for him. You want to leave everything, financials, emotionals, everything to me. No. So you go have some type of responsibility. The only time he would ever give me money for him or buy something for him is when he knows that I'm done with him and he wants to use my son and helping me with him as a way to get me back. No, that's not a real dad. You're a bum for that. That's real bum behavior. So no, none of this was the grandma's fault. It was his fault for the way he was treating me. But yeah, she told me he was acting crazy all morning and stuff like that. And I saw him at work around 1 o'clock. So I was like, okay, everything must have died down. No. So yeah, she told me that he took the kids and ran off. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm mad. I'm like, how is both of y'all there, his mama and the grandma, and he able to run off with my child? What did y'all do? But they explained to me what happened. So my anger shifted towards him because he was on the phone with his nanny before he even did all this. And he was telling her, yeah, I'm finna go get the kids. I'm finna go to a hotel room. Nobody gonna know where I'm at. And if my mom try to stop me, I'm gonna beat her down. Who says that about their grandma? And I'm sure his nanny was on the phone hyping him up because she's messy as hell. So that, all this had me mad. So they told me he was trying to take the kids. The grandma was refusing to give up my baby, and I appreciate her for that. So she ended up calling the cops on him to make sure that he couldn't leave with the kids. And he told her, you will be looking stupid when they get here. And they basically told the grandma, he's the only person here right now that has custody of both of these boys. So I can't stop him from running off, for taking the kids. And she was telling him how mentally unstable he is. He never deals with these kids alone, but they were like, ma'am, I'm sorry. He has custody. He can leave with them if he wants to. So they were telling her, like, if I was there, since I'm the mother, then I could stop him from taking the kids because, I have custody also. And they did not know that I had a protective order against him. So they were saying if they would have called me in time while he was still there, I could have served him with my copy of the protective order, and then he could not go off with my son because I have temporary custody in the order. So, but nobody knew I had my copy on me in the car, so they just let him go. And I'm like, bro, what the hell? I was crying so much because this boy is really crazy, and you really don't know what he's going to do with your child because he's just that crazy. Like, he was just finna kill himself a couple weeks ago, stuff like that. So how could y'all let him run off with my child? So the cops came to my job. They told me the same thing they told the grandma, whatever. They did a police report for me. They gave me a file number, and they were like, I'm sorry. Like, I wish we would have known about the protective order, but you filed it in Port Allen, and Port Allen was supposed to give us a copy since we're in Plaquemine, but we never got a copy. We never knew about it. So if we did, like, things would have been different. They said, I'm sorry. So they left. I'm just crying. I called my mama. I cried. Like, I was just crying my whole break. I said, this is the worst lunch ever. So I had to finish out the rest of my shift, 4 more freaking hours of torture, just wondering where he is with my baby, like how my baby is doing. My baby is sick. He don't have no medicine for him or anything. Like, my mom was just going so crazy. So once I got off of work, I went to the grandma's house, and we talked, and she cried, and she was just saying how sorry she is because she really tried to not let go of my baby, but, the cops made her and stuff like that. And she was talking about how crazy my ex was being. Like, when she was holding my baby, he kept trying to grab him from her, and she'll be, like, slapping his hands to make him move, and then he go run to the cops and be like, look, she hitting my hand, she hitting me, blah, blah, blah. Like, trying to make it sound so abusive. Like, he is just so ill. So after I talked to the grandma, I went to a friend's house. I had a couple drinks. And then, actually, before I went for a couple drinks, I went to check and see where he was. Because he's been to this motel, multiple times. So once he said he was going to West Baton Rouge, I knew exactly where he was going. So I went and checked at the motel. I saw his car front and center. So I left it alone. I went, had some drinks with my friend to calm my nerves. And then I went home and went to sleep. So I woke up at I went to bed at 2 a.m. and I woke up at 6 o'clock. And as soon as I turned on my side and saw my baby was not next to me, I jumped up and I drove to that motel to see if he was still there. And he was. So I sat behind in the parking lot and I called dispatch. I said, hey, can y'all come serve my ex because he has my baby and I have temporary custody of him and I need him to get served. So they said, okay. They asked where I was, blah, blah, blah. And they sent 2 officers over. So the cops get there. They're asking me what's going on. I explained it to them. And they already know my ex pretty well because of past incidents with him. And they're pretty much tired of him at this point. So they're like, okay, let me see the order. Let me get permission from my boss. Woo, 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 woo. So as they're discussing about, going in and stuff like that, he texts my phone. And let me read it to y'all. So he goes, send me a picture of my baby. And I thought that he must have saw the cops outside or something. That's why he texted me. But I don't think he knew anything. So he just texted my phone. And this was at 7:37 in the morning. He said, he's doing great. Just woke up. Just ate and happy as ever. With the upside down smiling emoji. I love spending time with Lil Man. Been rotating cough medication and constantly suctioning his nose. Best he's well. And I already know he's lying. Because first of all, this picture, my baby looked tired as hell. And he said he'd been rotating cough medication for him. First of all, his prescribed medication is at my house. And he said he'd been suctioning his nose. The suction for his nose was at the grandma's house. So that's how I know he's lying. Because when I got to the grandma's house, I saw it there. And I'm like, wow, he was lying. Like, just trying to make yourself look like a good father. But you really suck. And it's sad that you know what you should be doing as a parent. But instead of doing it, you text and fake like you're doing it because he he think doing stuff like this, like texting me like he's a good dad, will hold up in court. No, all this crazy stuff you doing, all these police reports I have, that's going to hold up in court. Not none of this. So, yeah, he texted me. And then I let the cops know he just texted me. And they got the approval from their boss to go in. So they went upstairs. So I don't know what happened when they went in. But they basically said that he was trying to argue with them and they didn't want to hear it. So they got my baby. But when they came down my baby, I was so freaking happy. Like, it felt like I was in a movie. I jumped out the car. I grabbed him. And I'm like, wait a minute. Where's his car seat? And they said, well, that's the thing. He said he paid for it. And since, it wasn't in a protective order to get the car seat, we can't take it from him. That's civil. And I'm like, bro, I spent $120 on that car seat and the stroller. They gave me a combo deal. And I got that off of Facebook Market. Like, he didn't pay for that. Whenever I bought that, I was pregnant. And me and him were not together. Like, he didn't pay for that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, we can't get it. Is there somebody you can call to bring you a car seat? And I'm like, oh my gosh. So as they telling me all this, here he go. He coming out. And then the cops was like, there he go. So I said, oh my gosh. And I went to the car. So he came out. Oh, she finna be in jail on the court date. As soon as the court date comes, she finna be in jail. I promise you that. And they was like, just go ahead. But they was like, bro, go ahead. Like, just go ahead in the car. And he got in the car and he pulled up to the cops. He said something else. And then I don't know what he said. I couldn't hear him. But then the cop was like, that baby strapped in the car seat? And he said, yeah. And before the cop could come check, he took off. And I'm like, man, why didn't they go after him? But I don't know. So they told me, they're going to sit here and wait for my mom to get here with a car seat and stuff like that. Because for one, I can't take off with my baby without a car seat. And for two, they want to make sure he doesn't come back. So his mom told me that he paid for a whole week at that hotel, which I believe in and I don't. Like, I believe it because his grandma kicked him out and I'm sure he has nowhere to go. And I don't believe it because it's just him. Like, I don't know. He just lies about everything. So, yeah, I had to wait for over an hour for my mom to get there. But I'm just so blessed that she was able to help me and stuff like that because, man, they bought me a whole new car seat and they bought me about 6 bottles. She bought me a can of formula. She brought me some water because he also took the diaper bag and the diaper bag had all of that in there. So I'm like, man, I'm so grateful for them because this boy is so crazy and they still be showing up for me no matter how many times I had left their house and went back to him. They still showing up for me. Like, I love my family down. So yeah, I told the cops whenever he said I'm gonna be in jail for the court date, I said that's what he told me the first time, and that's why I dropped it, because he claimed he have like video evidence of me charging at him with a knife and a gun. And I'm like, I never charged at him with it. I was like, he'll be punching me hard in my legs. Like, and I tell him to stop. He don't stop. So I will pick up a knife and I'll put it down. I'm like, that wasn't charging at him. And they say, yeah, we understand that. That's not a charge. And then I was like, yeah. And then he was trying to get me put in jail for throwing away his protective order paperwork. But I never threw it away. And they said, you can't get a charge for that. I'm like, okay, cool. So they were waiting. I got the car seat and stuff and they left. So I was on the phone with his mom, and his mom told me that she was like, Michelle, watch out because he's still going crazy. He trying to put you in jail for taking his phone. Y'all, when I took his phone, I had dropped my baby off to his mama that morning. I had a 6:30 in the morning shift. So his car door is unlocked, and it was a phone that I was paying for. He already got himself another phone. So I took the phone to my job, sure did, and I was going through it because he lies so much. Like, you were trying to get back with me. You telling me how much you changed. You telling me how much you love me. And then I go through his phone and I see that the same time he was texting me and trying to be on FaceTime with me, he was texting another girl, giving her the address to where he was, telling her to pull up this and this and that. And then once he left his brother's house and he was going back home to his grandma's house, he gave her that address as well. So I said, oh no. I said, you done, because you really sitting here trying to win me back. And I almost fell for it. But you texting a whole nother girl this whole time. I said, no, you're done. But yeah, so I got my baby back. I went, let the grandma see him and stuff. And she cried. she just felt so bad that, like, she couldn't stop my ex from taking the baby. But, like, that's not your fault. You know, nobody knew I had the paperwork, which I wish somebody would have called me while this was going on. But, you know, it's fine. I got my baby back. All is well, you know, and I got the protective order. He served, so he can't contact me no more with his petty little games. He can't come to my new job and harass me there. He can't just be around me. And I'm glad he can't run off with the baby because I have full custody. And I can't wait till court so we can get all this nipped in the bud, because I'll be damned if I allow him to take my child like that ever again. Like, this boy is crazy. He is really crazy. But yeah, that's what happened to me on Saturday. So I really got my baby back yesterday morning. So Sunday morning I got him back. And we just went home. We took us a nice nap because my baby was so tired. Like, he took I got him back like at 7, 8 in the morning. From 8 in the morning till like 1 o'clock, he took at least 3 naps. And I'm like, dang, like, he must have not slept at all last night. So yeah, I'm just taking this as a lesson to believe in myself and not fall for his tricks. Because if I would have never dropped that first protective order, none of this would have happened. Like, on the first one, he couldn't even be around my baby. He couldn't be around him at all. And once I dropped that one and filed the new one, they didn't grant my baby to be protected as well this time. They only gave me full custody. So I was like, well, that's not too bad because, you know, I want him to see his son. I just don't want him to run off with him. And look what he did. But I'm glad God came through for me and got him to get served, and I got my baby. And, you know, I just hope this court date goes well. I hope that people can finally see who he is as a person, because a lot of people think he's such a cool dude. He's smart, intelligent, whatever. But he is so spiteful, and he is so evil when he loses control over somebody. So I just hope that it goes well, guys. Like, drop down in the comments how you think court's gonna go. Like, let me know what you think about everything that happened. I need to hear y'all guys' input. But yeah, that is all I have for today. I will see you guys next Monday. And if you've ever related to my situation, just let me know in the comments, or just, you know, love the post, whatever. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a great week.